Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. This is weekly tarot card messages. Pick a card, messages 1 through 4. And I always tell everybody to give themselves a second to use your own intuition to feel into which message is speaking to you. And this will connect to the types of energies, potential challenges, along with some guidance and advice so that you can hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. I also always tell everybody that when you land on these messages is when you were meant to hear them. So don't worry about the dates that they come with. Now, having said that, this weekly tarot message is coming on the heels of, or connected to rather, the new moon in Gemini that's happening on Monday, May the 26th. So there is likely going to be a lot of overlap at the energies that will be at play from that reading that I did and this one. So if you're interested, you may want to have a look to see if there's any corresponding overlap of the energies connection for you guys. It's very prevalent, this new moon in Gemini. It's new beginnings, it's new communication, truths being delivered, coming to new realizations, wanting to start new things, but making sure that we're clear and spiritually connected before we do, that we let go of things from the past. The second half of the year is often a pivot point for us to start actually doing something with all of the realizations and epiphanies and changes that we've been working on for our own personal evolution and growth. So I say all that to say that there could be a lot of connection with these two readings. So it may be something that you're interested in looking at. And also, I have a 5-minute new moon meditation that I put out along with this to hopefully have everybody connect to the positive energies that this new moon is bringing in the best way so that you're moving with the good energies rather than fighting against them. So if you're interested, you could have a look at those. Now, if you haven't already, give yourself a second, feel into messages 1 through 4, and I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. So because we're on the cusp of big pivot points for the second half of the year, and this new moon in Gemini energy is very much coming into play with the weekly messages, I am going to pull a divine door for everybody to see what we're walking through towards releasing as it pertains to all the changes that are coming up for all of us. Okay, we've got walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe, and indigenous lessons you find the will to survive. Okay, so major connection for you guys when it comes to nature and being grounded, needing to be very grounded and present in your body. This is how you're going to receive higher mind, wisdom, guidance, knowledge around the next steps that you want to be taking to move forward on your path, connect to your soul, your passion, your purpose. Going on a walkabout being the piece of advice and guidance for you guys. This is the doorway that's being brought to you, that's going to become available to you. So really give yourself over to, spending time in nature, doing grounding meditations, going for a walkabout, right? I feel like it will clear your energy and help you connect to what's next for you. All right. I think that maybe for some of you, whether you're aware of it or not, you likely get a lot of help when it comes to the spiritual realm, nature, animal kingdom, receptivity, like really receptive to things when it comes to nature, plants, wildlife. I don't know why I'm feeling like that, but I think maybe more than some of you realize. Nice. Okay, it says luck. A sudden change of luck is likely. Things are working in your favor. An excellent time for networking. Okay, so beautiful energy showing up for you. And then you want to lean into this. And I feel like the message is to start here. Make sure that you're really grounded and present, that you're connecting to your soul self spiritually. And the way to do that is through nature. And this is how you're going to invite more of this energy of luck into your life. And it does say a sudden change of luck is likely. So I feel like when we get a heads up from the universe that this is coming in, sometimes sudden changes or things that we weren't necessarily prepared for, even if they're good or exciting, can knock us off of our axis a little bit and make us feel destabilized and indecisive. So I think be mindful of that kind of thing happening around you as well. And it does say an excellent time for networking. So socializing and making connections, all good ideas for you guys this week. Funny that we got walkabout. Oops, for you guys. I have cards that flew out everywhere because I decided to go with the animal cards today, which I think is going to be very prevalent for you guys. I'm going to have to pause the video and pick up all the cards that fell out. Jeez. Okay, message 1. So actually 5 cards fell out. This was the first one, and then all 4 of these fell out. So I'm going to start with this one. So there'll be an extra card for you guys. Oh my goodness. So we've got luck here, and this says rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Yeah, luck really, really being highlighted for you to lean into this energy and say yes to it, to trust it, I think, too. You know how sometimes we can get into the energy of if it's too good to be true, it probably is. I don't think that's the case for you guys this week. You really can trust that good things, and the tide is turning in your favor and good things are coming your way. Okay, hummingbird spirit. And hummingbirds are very much connected to joy, high energy. So this is obviously something that Spirit's highlighting would be a good thing for you to move towards. And it's also saying to be here now, which is that walkabout energy, being present, being grounded. So maybe some grounding exercises would be a really good idea for you, because this is coming out in the challenge position, suggesting maybe you've been up in your head a little bit too much, overthinking, or feeling a little disconnected or indecisive. But you're going to want to make sure that you're really in really good energetic centeredness to receive this luck energy that's coming your way. Okay. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, that makes some sense too, right? With luck is coming in, but you needing to be really present, maybe not overthinking, not feeling like you don't have time. You do, time's not running out. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't feel like you have to push on anything or rush any decisions or yourself towards something in any kind of way. It's better to be more methodical at this time, especially with that new moon energy at play. It wants us to bring balance. And I think that's the case here for you guys as well. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So otter spirit, you are never alone. And there's 2 otters there coming into an embrace. So I don't know whether some of you are feeling a disconnect in support, love, connection, romantic or otherwise. This is suggesting that you are not alone. I keep feeling like look again. And I should have mentioned that before. I do this all the time. I get thoughts in my head and I don't share them. I was thinking, look again, look again, look again. So there is support around you. You may not be noticing where that could be coming from or who that could be. But I do feel like not only is this a message that you've got a lot of spiritual energy around you, helping you, angels, past on loved ones, guides, but there is somebody in your sphere, in your life that you may not realize would be of good support to you. Yeah, there's something to that I feel. You know, I want to say too, with this water energy here, slow and steady wins the race. And then otter spirit is also connected to water. That's a lot of emotional energy. But otters are also known to be very playful and joyful, much like the hummingbird evokes a lot of joy. I think this might be a little key element, a missing piece in your life right now, needing to bring more happiness and joy and just allowing yourself to relax and lean into the playful energies around you. I think this will relax your energy. It'll stir the pot of luck quicker for you. And I think it will help you make decisions in a less rushed way and more with a feeling, a sense of knowing and empowerment. Yes. Okay. And then there was one other card that fell out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one. It was this card here. Okay. So it says nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. And I remember when I first started using these cards, this tripped me up a little bit. But essentially what it means is nothing that you've done so far was for naught, even if you're not utilizing things, or if you tried things and they didn't work out, or, you know, you leaned into a situation, a group, a relationship, a connection, whatever it is, and it didn't work out. It doesn't matter of the outcome. nothing was wasted because there was a lot of learning in it for you. It was needed. It was to help your soul grow in some kind of way, even if it was uncomfortable or hard or evoked frustration, sadness, feelings of failure, whatever it is. It was not wasted. It's only wasted if you frame it as that because it didn't work out the way that you'd hoped because expectations weren't met. It's about leaning into, what did I learn about myself and what I deserve, what I want, what I need, what not to do moving forward. Nothing is wasted. It's all a part of the equation, right? Moving through the trials and tribulations of life, the ups and downs. All of it was just, they were just lessons. They were to help you evolve as a soul, to understand who you are, at your worth, what you bring to the table, to bring you to a moment in time where you're actually ready to receive all this luck. And I think, again, new support for some of you might be coming in. But I need to be really grounded and find your way back to joyful, more happy, relaxed energy. I feel like this is just going to really help move things along for you guys. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. Yes, wow. And I think one of the ways that that's going to happen is by being grounded and being out in nature. I really feel like you're going to connect. I think some of you probably already have to an answer to something about how to navigate something or which direction to go. So you need to trust this. If it hasn't come in already, it's going to. So believe in it, trust it. Know that the tide is turning and luck is moving in your favor, where things might not have worked out or not met your expectations or seems like they went sideways or wrong. They were just meant to show you a better way forward, to give you some life lessons so that you would be ready to receive this more beautiful energy coming your way. Yeah, just trust the guidance you're receiving. It is accurate for you. It is true for you. All right, guys, I think I'm going to leave that there. I do want to say, I feel like some of you are going to have rabbits cross your path. I don't know why I'm feeling like that, but I do. And if they do, notice what you were thinking about or feeling in those moments. I feel like it's going to be kind of like little signposts, breadcrumbs from spirit. Okay, guys, I am going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. So I decided to go ahead and pull a divine door because there's so much new energy coming in, a big pivot point for the second half of the year. So I thought it would be a good idea, given the new moon and Gemini energy at play as well, to see what these divine doors are, where they're leading us. Okay. So your door looks like that. Secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. Secret sketches. This card always makes me feel like you have gifts, talents, or have touched on something from the past that is going to come back around. And Spirit, the universe, is knocking on the door to say, we want you to notice this. There's something here for you, something that you need to use from this, pull from this, a gift, a talent, even a connection for some it could be. And, because it says seek the familiar and the friendly kind. Yeah. Also, I think there's a bit of a message there that you guys could make a connection that's important, in the week to come. Either way, secret sketches suggest that you've touched on something, that you have something, whether it is a gift or a talent, or you had an intuitive hit about a situation, a person, a path to take. It's going to come back around, and Spirit wants you to notice it. It's coming back around for a reason. It may be that it's the divine timing in the past wasn't right for it, but it's coming back around because the timing is right now. Yep, intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. So intuitively, right? And secret sketches are like connected to this kind of energy of intuition, this inner knowing of something. It's going to come back around. Your intuition is likely to be very heightened this week as well. So trust whatever comes through for you. And it does say it's a great time to learn a new skill, which actually is very true with that new moon and Gemini energy. It's all like they love to learn and gain new knowledge. But I feel like it's gaining new knowledge and more wisdom around something that you already have some kind of gift, talent, or knowledge around. Yeah. And it does say changing careers and could be a thing too for some of you. Any niggles you get, any intuitive hits you get around changes that you might want to make, directions you might want to go this week, I feel like it's yes energy for you guys. There's definitely something there for you. True to it. So that one just fell right down. So, I think I'm going to take it because I think I'm supposed to. All right. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Wow, that goes really well. The secret sketches energy, wander and seek the familiar and friendly, seeking that knowledge, pulling something back that you, I think, already had some sort of inkling towards from the past, using your intuition. And now we've got wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Yeah, it's sort of like a message to a nudge to say, don't sit on this inspiration or whatever comes through or whatever nudge you're receiving from the universe. Act on it. This is the time to act on it. Fox spirit, think on your feet. Okay. Now this is coming in the challenge position. Interesting that we've got wolf energy and fox energy very much connected to like dog energy, right? Which is something trustful, something loyal, where you have the right kind of support around you too. Or you're being very supported at this time. This is something that I'm just feeling. Okay. So think on your feet, coming out in the challenge position. Maybe this is somewhere where you get tripped up and spirit's highlighting this. Maybe you get stuck in the hows and how could I possibly, or what if, and then it stops you from actually taking action. I think that you are more capable of moving through more pressurized situations, more having to be quick and thinking on your feet than you give yourself credit for. If you're feeling that, if you're feeling a little bit of sense of pressure, or you notice you're getting stuck in the, how can I do this? It doesn't seem possible. I feel like this energy is saying, look again, be open, like possibilities surround you at this time. And I think that also with that think on your feet, it's about not overthinking it. What's the first instinct you have? What's the first thing that your intuition tells you? Right? It's sort of like, I'm trying to think of that game where when you can't make a decision and somebody gives you two options and you just quickly spit off which option without thinking it. It's like that. Don't give yourself too much time to overthink anything this week in particular. Really trust and lean in on your intuition. Okay, wasp spirit, sometimes life stings. Okay, so this makes me feel like you guys have been through something that was hard, something that didn't go your way, an expectation not met, or perhaps where something went a little bit sideways and you needed to think on your feet, or you may need to think on your feet to pivot, switch, change it. Not to worry though, because I think you absolutely have the ability to do just this and navigate this situation, because you've got a lot of good things coming your way, I feel like. And this could be for some of you, this is general, so this is not going to make sense for all of you, where a big change or shift is coming in your current career or job that you didn't see coming, and that could sting, definitely, if it means that you have to make a big change, shift, move towards a new path. But I do feel like if that happened, it's because the universe had this prepared for you. It was wanting you to move. You will navigate this. You have this intuitive ability. You have these secret gifts and talents. You have knowledge and wisdom to be utilized, to be leaned in on, to be trusted. I do think that might be a thing for some of you too, not trusting yourselves enough. Yeah, and whatever information, because I do think some of you are going to get information where you're like, what? How could that possibly, is this serious? This knowledge, it could become something that is just wisdom for you, where it's not so shocking or uncomfortable, but actually makes you kind of become almost like the best version of yourself in some kind of way, where you're like, wow, I never would have thought that this more negative thing, this more frustrating thing that stung could turn me into this badass. It feels like that for some of you. All right. Yeah, trust the great mystery. So being okay and comfortable with not knowing exactly how everything's going to turn out, what the outcome is going to be for you. And whales are very connected to your soul song, your soul purpose. I do think some of you guys may receive a bit of a pinch from the universe that's uncomfortable. But the big message here is that you have so much wisdom, so much potential, so many good things, gifts and talents that you can be pulling on that you've maybe suppressed or haven't had to utilize as much in your current situation, that you can be pulling on. And this is like a big shift and change that ultimately is really good for you in the long run. So I think that, one of the better ways to summarize your reading is that whatever happens, no matter how uncomfortable for you guys this week, it is really happening for you, and it is to catapult you into something much better, where I feel like you're some kind of leader. You're using gifts and talents and making more positive connections, where you're very aligned with your soul spirit, your soul's calling. So this definitely feels more career based for you guys. Look at that. You're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes you have been contemplating. Wow, this reading is so connected, because you've got so much of that energy here, right? Change careers or invest money. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill. Yeah, you're being prepared by the spiritual realm, by the divine, to up level your game, to say yes, to step into, I feel like, more of a leadership role, where right now I feel like your gifts and talents are being underutilized. They're about to be utilized in the best possible way. You are ready for more. So there could be some fear here that some of you are dealing with too. Like, trust that you are. As this says, your career is growing and blossoming, and now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. It's that don't sit on this energy anymore. It is really time to act on epiphanies, your intuition, divine nudges. Move through any stings or hardships from the past and just say yes, moving forward. Trust the mystery. You really are being led to the right thing, to more positivity, to more prosperity, I think, too, for some of you guys in the long run. Inevitably. I keep hearing inevitably. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. So I've been adding a divine door to everybody's reading because of this turning point the new moon in Gemini is bringing. It's bringing a pivot, a turn, a change for the second half of the year for all of us. And so this card fell out. And so I thought I would pull a divine door, because we literally are being given the opportunity to move through new doors in our life. Yours says, yes, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. Wow. So this is very straightforward, this message. Yes to something, whatever you're thinking about, contemplating, wanting to do, feeling compelled to move towards. It's a yes. It is a yes for you guys. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and fly. And with that message, it feels like it's going to be a really good thing for you. So whatever doubts or fears you might have around this thing, I feel like you can relax and ease. It is a positive energy coming your way. It is absolutely, yes, good for you. You know, I'm also, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but I'm just going to say it. One door closes and another one opens. Okay, this card flipped right over, so I'm going to take that. That's, I don't know if some of you are having to deal with an ending right now in order to say yes to this new beginning, but it feels like if that's happening for you, it's okay. Even if it's hard, it was supposed to, and it's good to put the past behind you and move forward. Planning. Now is the time to lay down the foundations for your future. Financial gains are more than likely. Wow. Okay, yeah. So again, trusting this energy, you've got yes energy, you're moving forward, you're putting the past behind you, but rather than just sort of trying to navigate it like a tumbleweed in the wind, setting down some structure, some foundation around this and making plans is going to be a really good idea for you guys this week. Yeah, and then it says financial gains are more than likely. So definitely something that could be connected to career or purpose in some kind of way for you guys, where you're going to see prosperity as a result. All right. Okay, a couple cards that flew up right there. That's happening a lot with this week's readings. All right, so we'll take this one here. Okay, Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. I'm noticing the number 3. This is the first time I'm really pulled towards a number. So 3s could be significant for you guys. Signposts, you know, heaven sent messages that they want you to notice. Set healthy boundaries. So in order to say yes to a new thing and put the past behind you, where might you need boundaries so that you can give yourself over to making plans around this new beginning that's coming your way, that's going to bring prosperity? So definitely feels more career related. This always makes me feel like maybe you give yourself away to your own detriment, not because you're trying to avoid necessarily, but because you're a good person and you have a giving spirit, and people really rely on you. So being mindful of that, it's okay to say no and make yourself a priority this week by setting those healthy boundaries, because you don't want to miss this energy because it feels very opportunistic. Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And doesn't that go really well with planning, right? So big message here for you guys to make sure that you are taking time to plan, that you're looking at all the details around this, right? So that you don't miss anything, because it says tend to the small things, right? So sometimes Mouse Spirit can come in to say, don't miss any details. Make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, that you really are setting a foundation and giving your energy over to this. Create those boundaries, because it's really good energy showing up for you with this yes energy. Like you're on the right track with things, but don't be too hasty or try to push too fast, because I do think you have more time than you realize with this. Yeah, like you don't have to rush and skip over those little small things thinking that you're going to run out of time or miss out if you don't take your time with it. Okay, I'm not going to bang on. Nice. Okay, Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. So really being spiritually supported, this new moon in Gemini energy is bringing a lot of that in for all of us. And you're somebody who I think is going to really benefit, having a lot of spiritual energy around you, intuition being heightened, you know, even past on loved ones. I think for some of you, especially with that crow energy, they're like nudging you along, helping you with this situation, almost like being cheerleaders in some kind of way. Either way, with that feeling of 3 being prevalent for you, like a signpost or a spiritual message or some guidance, I feel like it's going to matter, and Spirit wants you to be paying attention to what comes through, what you're channeling, what intuitions and psychic hits that you might be getting at this time. Especially if you get stuck or you have moments of, oh, I don't know what to do here or how to navigate this. I almost feel like pause, breathe, and you'll receive how to, like, it's going to be that simple for you this week. Like just being very receptive, like a channel to Spirit and open. Okay, clear out the clutter. Okay, so a lot of practical energy coming up for you guys. on the heels of this more spiritual energy. So there's going to be a big need for balance, marrying these two energies up. Frog Spirit says clear out the clutter. Where in your life is there too much clutter that maybe messes up your own energy, and where you get lost in the sauce, where you might have a hard time dealing with the little things because there's so much going on around you, right? When we tend to the small things, we have cleared out the clutter in our mind, in our heart, in our space around us. And then we're just open and free to co-create with spirit. Everything comes through really clear. It's sort of like that energy of cleanliness is next to godliness. So if we're surrounded by a lot of chaos and clutter, it's hard for us to receive how to move forward, how to make plans, how to notice the little things that need our attention. Even though this is in the outcome position, I feel like start here. Message 3. Start here. Make space in your mind, in your soul. Do some meditation, clearing of the crown, because I do think that you're going to receive a lot of spiritual guidance this week. And then, extend that to your space around you. So there is absolutely nothing getting in the way of you saying yes to this beautiful change and energy that's coming your way that could lead to a lot of prosperity for you guys. Create those healthy boundaries and give yourself over to this energy. There's lots of positive energy coming in this week. And you guys are no exception. Yeah, very much make this a priority. I feel like, I know I've already said this, but it feels like a point that needs to be driven home for you guys. I do think you tend to be somebody who is a giver, and you give of yourself quite freely and give your time over to people who need you. But I just feel like this is the week for you to make you the priority, right? By setting those healthy boundaries, clearing out the clutter, making plans, receiving guidance, especially if you hit some roadblocks or feel stuck or you're not sure what to do. I think that you'll get answers quite quickly this week. Okay, you are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. And really, that's so well connected to the original card of yes, kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is ready now to leap and fly. It feels like this is also kind of a yes, right? Yes, proceed, move forward. That's what it feels like. And you are safe to do so. So any fears that you have that get evoked from having to make this shift and change, it does feel like, a big shift and change in your life, a massive new beginning is all happening for you, and you are safe and protected to move forward with it. That doesn't mean there won't be bumps along the road, but you are very spiritually protected. And I just feel like you're somebody who has a large spirit team around them. Like, it's not just angels and guides, like it's passed on loved ones and ancestors and things of that nature, like a big soul purpose to fulfill, a big energy, like to step into, like an up leveling that wants to happen for you guys. And it's starting for you guys this week. Yes. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I don't think there's anything else I need to say other than just go for it this week. Create the space for yourself to start making plans, setting those boundaries, clearing things away that are getting in the way, and calling in spirit, because they are right there ready to help. And you are safe and protected to do this. Confirmation for you guys. All right, guys, I am going to really leave that there. I hope you all have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So I've been starting everybody's reading, which I wouldn't normally do, with a divine door, because the second half of this year is very much a pivot point. And it starts with this new moon in Gemini energy that we're all being given this opportunity to make big changes and shifts. So I thought it would be very apt to add a divine door to see what we're walking through or towards. Ooh, you've got 1111, which is like a doorway, right? They're like pillars and you walk through the doorway. And numbers and doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. And it says pass this card on. So numbers massively speaking to my group 4s right now. Definitely divine nudges and downloads and guidance for you whenever you're seeing double numbers. They're really trying to lead you towards something. And I think for some of you, someone. Numbers and doubles, synchronicity and 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. I also feel like it's a little bit of like an unlock your heart type energy. Allow it to be the thing that guides you. I always tell everybody, lead with your heart, but bring your head with you. Allow passion to expand, joy to expand. You really are being led and guided towards something or someone. And numbers are going to be massively speaking to you and guiding you through this situation. Okay. It's funny. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about dancing. I don't know if dancing would be a good idea for some of you, or if you like to dance and you feel yourself get blah or stagnant or, energy just sort of off. Dancing, I feel like, is something that would really up level you in some kind of like your energy field. Nature. Interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the oceans. This will be good for the soul and healing for you. Okay, so there's the other way to up level your energy is be in nature. Connect to nature in all kinds of ways. And I always think that when these are messages, specific messages for people, whether they know it or not, nature really does soothe you. It really does speak to you and help to quiet your mind and center you. So definitely something that you want to give yourself over to is good for your soul and healing for you. And grounding, I think, too, here from our message force. But there's still something about that dancing around to kind of like up level your own energy, allowing yourself to be a little bit silly. Okay. Message for... Look at this antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. Okay. And I'm noticing the number 2 as well. So 2s could be important. Definitely you're being led through a new doorway and a new beginning of some kind where momentum is speeding up, heart, soul, connection, resonance is coming towards you, soulful things, divine connection, I think, too, is going to be up leveled for a lot of you guys. Changes and embracing these changes and knowing that they are meant for you. They're divinely orchestrated, destined kind of things. And I think, too, that when you see this antelope spirit energy show up and life is speeding up, it's sort of to give you a heads up to make sure that you really are grounded and centered so that you can move through these changes and the speed of things in the best way. Because it feels like really good energy that you're moving towards. This came up in message 2, tend to the small things, right? Especially if life is going to speed up and you're being led to something new that's going to need to see you in a different kind of energy, doing more things and new things. You're going to want to make sure that you don't feel destabilized, that you move through this speeding up energy, still centered, still grounded, still noticing the little things that need your time, your care, and your attention, because this is coming in the challenge position. So if you ever get these niggles as you're moving through this more heightened energy that's showing up for you, to maybe stop and pause and be like, am I missing something? Trust that intuitive hit, because it might be that you are, not to, be negative, but just so that you can step back and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I got to sort that out before I do this thing. And this is don't hold back your love now too. So I really think that for some of you, it's this heart expansion where you're kind of feeling very purposeful, on purpose, doing soul work of some kind, whether this is in a career or you're just doing it to do it because it feels right for you. I do think some of you, this is some sort of soulmate connection that could come in for some of you. And, if we're not careful, sometimes we can miss an opportunity for a really good soul connection because it's too much too fast. We didn't feel grounded and centered. Maybe we made some hasty decisions, and some of those small things that we needed to deal with were our own limiting thoughts, beliefs, or maybe, negative patterns around it. This is general, so this is not going to resonate with all of you, but I do feel like there's some of you that this is going to be true for, that it's something to do with connection, a new connection coming in. But for others, I do just think it's soul expansion, moving towards more soulful work, things that make you happy, that make your heart sing, that light you up from the inside out. Spiritual awakening of some kind. Okay, set healthy boundaries. Where do you need more boundaries in your life? Where are people pulling on your energy where you could otherwise be working on yourself and this soul growth that's happening and expanding the spiritual awakening of some kind, right? The energy of no as a complete sentence has been coming up for me a lot for people, because I think it's something that we all need to get better at, especially for those of us that are empathic or very intuitive or spiritually awakening. We tend to do for others and be givers. So pay attention to this. If in your heart, you know you don't want to be doing something, but you feel bad saying no, this is time to practice saying no and setting healthy boundaries. Look at this. The miracles are endless. This miraculous energy is another thing that's been coming through for everybody, showed up in the new moon videos as well. Cow spirit. The miracles are endless. You've got really good and positive energy coming your way. You've got this energetic gateway of the 1111 portal opening up for you, the spiritual awakening that's happening, this heart expansion where you're really connecting into your soul. And I think for some of you, a soul mate of some kind. And I think this is just Spirit's way of saying, trust this, believe this. It is miraculous. These are the things that you've been manifesting, and they really are coming your way. You're growing. Your spirit is evolving. You're becoming more and more spiritually connected. So embracing all of this energy is what you want to be doing this week. It sounds like if you feel compelled to look at something, learn something, try something, go somewhere, I feel like that's all yes for you guys this week. It's like being divinely led to it. But this is the piece of advice. This is direct guidance and advice from Spirit, suggesting that you are going to need healthy boundaries to really fully lean into this energy. And notice when there's small things that need your attention. I think especially as it connects to what you're moving towards, what you're being led to look at. And to stay very grounded in yourself through this energy, because it's all speeding up. And spiritual awakenings are like that, or when we're doing the next level of our spiritually awakening. Because I do feel like for some of you, you're like, I've already been going through a spiritual awakening where I've made big shifts and changes, and I feel like I'm becoming this completely different person. This is sort of like, this is the next level of Jumanji. It's the next level of spiritual awakening for you, like moving up a staircase, right? And in through another door. Leveling up. So I feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of this spiritual energy, connectivity, synchronicity this week, miracles coming through, soulmate connections coming through. And it's like, kind of be ready for that. Don't let yourself miss these opportunities because maybe you haven't set any healthy boundaries for yourself. Also, I think just quite simply, some of you are doing all this kind of work and you are making big changes and creating new things and have been inspired to do new things, and that tend to the small details and make boundaries around it so that you can keep moving towards it is part of the message here. Also, we've got 2, 3, and then 40. So about 2, 3, 4. That's steps, right? Following steps. Yep. Thanks, Spirit. This is good confirmation. Your vibration is rising. This is a time for great spiritual growth for you. You are evolving to occupy a higher energetic frequency. 110%. Thank you for that confirmation. This is exactly what I think my group 4s are going to be feeling and going through this week. Massive spiritual upgrades, energetic vibration being raised, moving through that next level of your spiritual awakening process. So really give yourself over to this week, guys, because I feel like you're going to get a lot of intuitive hits. You're going to see a lot of massive synchronicity and change and up-leveling happening for you naturally, but you're going to want to make sure that you're grounded and centered to receive it, because this can be very destabilizing, and it'll also help more flow come in, right, for these miracles and energies to come your way. Yes. Okay. I don't think I'm going to say much else. This just feels really good for you guys. Embrace this. Notice these synchronicities, numbers speaking to you this week. I do think animals for some of you too. especially if you go out in nature. I think they're going to be speaking to your soul in some kind of way, delivering messages. Just be open to all of that this week, guys. Okay, I am going to really leave that there now. And I hope you guys all have the most amazing and beautiful week. Take care, guys.